Let's discuss the most common mistakes that I see golfers make while practicing and give you specific tips to help avoid them. I want to make your next practice session more engaging, more purposeful, and more efficient. I imagine that you have a life outside of golf, whether it's family, friends, and other obligations. And so we want to get the most out of your practice time. So that way, when you're out there actually playing golf, you're enjoying yourself by hitting quality shots, shooting lower scores, and keeping it simple out on the golf course. So in order to make that happen, we have to have quality practice sessions. The more quality our practice sessions are, the more enjoyable your playing experiences will be. So let's dive into these common mistakes and let's help you out with your golf game. The first practice mistake is not having a plan. What most golfers do instead, when they go to the range, they grab their favorite club, they make full swings, they observe the ball flight, and then they start experimenting with swing thoughts. A swing thought is something that you're thinking during your golf swing to help you hit it better. So golfers will have thoughts like keeping their head down, they'll have thoughts keeping their left arm straight. Sometimes they're valid thoughts, but what happens is that they start to experiment with a lot of thoughts. So they'll hit, if the ball's good, they'll keep the thought. If it's bad, new thought. Hit, bad shot, different thought. And so over the course of a practice session, they'll experiment with 5 to 10 to 15 different swing thoughts. What I want you to do instead is create a plan. Now, the way we could create a plan for your golf game, what I want you to do is reflect on your past playing experiences. Look at your season last year, look at your last round, and ask yourself which shots gave you the most trouble on the golf course. If we were to segment your game, we would do it with playable tee shots, approach shots with your irons, short game, and putting. So those are like our 4 basic segments in golf. And so look back at your previous rounds and ask yourself, where did I lose my shots on the golf course? Was I losing golf balls off the tee? Was my driver giving me trouble? Or maybe I was hitting the driver okay, but once I was in the fairway, I was really having trouble with my irons. I was hitting the ground. Or maybe the ball striking was okay, but your putting and your short game were giving you trouble. So based on where you lost your shots on the course, that's what I want you to practice. Another way you could create a plan during your practice sessions, you can choose a segment of your golf game and then pick a specific skill within that segment. So there's 3 skills for every golf shot. Number 1 is contact. Number 2 would be controlling direction. And then number 3 would be distance control. And this applies to every golf shot. So whether it's a driver, are we hitting it clean, center contact, right in the center of the face? Are we having directional issues? Or are we just not getting the distance that we need? But that's also the same for a short putt. If I had a 4-foot putt, am I hitting it solid right in the center of the putter face? Am I controlling the direction? Am I controlling my distance control? So choose a segment and prioritize. Again, pick shots to practice that are giving you trouble on the golf course. Once you choose that shot, choose a skill set within that shot and focus only on that. So if you choose short game, all right, focus on contact, only focus on contact, then start to focus on direction, and then finally focus on your ability to control distance. The second practice mistake is not using feedback during a practice session. Feedback could come in a lot of different forms. The ones that I want to show you are really simple. Club face tape, so we could see where we're hitting it on the face. We could use alignment sticks to make sure that our body is aligned towards our target and we have good ball position. We could use a towel or a piece of foam like this behind the ball to help make sure the bottom of the swing's in the right spot. You could also use your cell phone to film yourself. So when we start using feedback in our practice, it helps us answer the question, are we doing this correctly? So many times a golfer will have a lesson and they'll be asking, am I doing this right? You know, I'm a source of feedback during the lesson as a golf coach, but you need a mirror or, again, your cell phone, something to tell you that you're doing it correctly. So a quick example would be a player coming in having trouble with their short game, and they hit shots and they're standing too close and they hit it off the heel, but they don't realize they're hitting it off the heel. They're like, man, what's going on? So they reach for a swing thought. Then when we put club face tape, they observe and they're like, wow, that was off the inside part. They could take the alignment stick and put it outside of the ball. And then now I know if I hit that stick, I'm hitting it off the inside. And if I avoid the stick, then I'm hitting it in the center of the face. So because I didn't hit the stick, I know that I did it correctly. So use these forms of feedback. Use the tape, the towel, the alignment stick, the video, and this will just help you get the most out of your practice sessions. The third practice mistake I observe is golfers hitting balls too fast. A lot of times they will dump their golf balls out and they get into a routine of hitting, reaching for a ball, and then they hit again. They're starting to go really fast. Now what happens after they've hit a bad one, they start going even faster. You know, so a bad shot, and then they already have golf balls lined up. They're hitting. Next ball. When we start to go fast, we create tension. So the faster that we go, it's usually accompanied by gripping the club tighter. As we start to grip the club more tight, tension goes through our forearms, into our shoulders, into our body, and we start to go quick. And so instead of finishing our backswing and changing directions, tension, quick, and we're starting to stab at the golf ball. So a way to keep you from hitting golf balls too fast, one, I would pull out 5 golf balls at a time and leave the rest of the balls in your range basket. And then I would get into a routine where you do a rehearsal swing. This is your time to feel what you're trying to do in your golf swing. So maybe you had a lesson where you rolled the club face to the inside. In your rehearsal, practice the correct motion. Then we can step up, club face first, then your body, recreate that motion. Then you rake a ball over, same routine. Instead of rolling it inside, I'm getting the feel of bringing it back and square. Club face first, then body, then we hit it. So, make sure that you have some kind of routine when you're hitting balls. Don't just rake and hit. You're going too fast. Keep the tension, keep out of your body, keep the good rhythm. You could walk into golf shots to slow you down, make sure that you're taking a breath, and make sure that you're going 5 balls at a time. And when you do this, you will be able to have quality practice longer. You'll be able to keep your focus longer. But if you just rake and hit, you're gonna get burnt out, and you're gonna ask yourself, like, did I even get better after practicing? And the answer is probably no. So take your time when you're out there. The final practice mistake I want to discuss with you has to deal with mindset. There's 2 mindsets that we have when we're training for golf. We have the thinking, analytical mindset. This is where I am thinking how to make a golf swing, how to make a better motion. And then we have a play mindset that's more reactionary and simple. And so let's take, for example, the short game scenario where I have poor technique and I'm trying to get my short shots better. So that one I just shanked, and that's what feels natural to me, but I just had a lesson, and now I know that I need to stand a little farther away and I need to bring the golf club back. And if I do that, you know, I'll hit a better golf shot. But that's not natural to me yet. So what's natural is standing close and rolling and shanking it off to the right. So I have to really think about what I'm doing, and this is what we want to practice with the feedback. But that's only half the battle, all right? When we play good golf, we have to strive for simplicity in our mind. We have to keep it simple. So I am now going to switch mindsets from thinking how to hit a chip shot. I've already done that practice. I've used my feedback. I've already structured that. Now I'm going to switch mindsets into performing, playing, being reactionary. Now I'm going to walk into my shot. I'm going to pretend I'm out on my golf course. I'm making this as play-like as possible. I'm very focused on my target and the rhythm of my routine. And I have a score. And so I'm playing a game right here. The way that we could switch from being analytical, thinking about how to make a swing, to being more play-like is by playing games. So if you're on a range, you could switch clubs, hit a driver, between an imaginary fairway, pull out a 7-iron and hit it to a green, then hit a short wedge to a green next to you. If you're in here, you could play simulated golf. Here I'm doing a task. I have a short game task. I am 30 yards away. Maybe I have a goal of getting 100 points, and so I'm trying to apply some pressure. Too many times people are always staying in the how-to mindset. They're analytical. They just always think about their swing. So when they're out there on the golf course, they're not playing the game. They're playing golf swing. They're out there on the course, just same mindset that they had on the range. But the really good players, they're playing the game. And so when we're playing the game of golf, we're picking targets, we're walking into it with confidence, and then we're reacting to the target. And so switch mindsets while you're practicing. And if you do that, that's when you will really finally be able to take your good shots from the driving range to the golf course. So I hope all these tips helped you out. I hope it opened up your mind with how to spend your time the next time you go and practice. So enjoy the process, keep working, and if you do this, I'm confident that your golf game will improve.